You are paying a high price for imported supplements, while the most powerful food on the planet is being ignored at your local butcher shop for less than $10 a kilo. It is not an exaggeration. It is biochemistry. Beef liver contains a concentration of nutrients that no laboratory in the world has managed to replicate in a capsule. None. 100 grams of beef liver deliver over 3,000% of the recommended daily intake of vitamin B12. But the number isn't the most important part. What matters is the form. The B12 present in the liver is methylcobalamin, the active form that your body uses directly without hepatic conversion. Cheap supplements use cyanocobalamin, which the liver needs to convert, and much of it is discarded. Not here. It enters and immediately goes to work. A B12 deficit means suffering neurons, failing memory, unexplained fatigue, and unstable mood. It is one of the most underrated deficiencies today, and the liver solves it in a way no pill can match. There is a brutal difference between the iron you take in a supplement and the iron found in the liver. The iron in the liver is called heme iron, and its absorption rate reaches 35%. Non-heme iron, present in vegetables and most supplements, has an absorption rate between 2% and 10%. This means you could take iron every day and still remain anemic, short of breath, with pale skin and slow thinking, simply because the iron is not reaching where it needs to go. Beef liver is the most concentrated source of heme iron available in the human diet. Women of childbearing age, athletes, and people with a history of anemia need to hear this carefully. Here is some information that most people do not know and that may have been compromising their health for years. When you eat carrots or pumpkins, you are consuming beta-carotene, a precursor to vitamin A. Your body needs to convert this beta-carotene into retinol, which is the actual vitamin A. The problem: a large part of the population has genetic variants that drastically reduce this conversion. These people eat vitamin A-rich foods and still remain deficient. Beef liver delivers retinol directly. No conversion, no loss. Retinol is essential for cell regeneration, eye health, mucosal immunity, and hormone production. It is the type of vitamin A your body recognizes and uses immediately. Beef liver does not deliver just one B-complex vitamin. It delivers all of them: B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B9, and B12, in concentrations that exceed any multivitamin on the market, and in naturally bioavailable forms. This complete complex is what fuels your nervous system, regulates cell energy metabolism, supports neurotransmitter production, and keeps the methylation cycle running. Methylation is a biochemical process that occurs billions of times a day in your body and influences everything from DNA expression to the detoxification of toxic substances. When the B complex is deficient, everything slows down. Beef liver puts it all back on track. Copper is one of the most ignored minerals in health discussions and one of the most critical for the body's functioning. A portion of beef liver delivers over 700% of the daily copper requirement. This mineral is an essential cofactor for collagen production, iron absorption, neuron function, energy production in mitochondria, and melatonin synthesis. Without adequate copper, iron does not work properly even if you consume a lot of it. Collagen is not formed correctly, and cellular energy drops. Copper deficiency is invisible in conventional tests because the body compensates for it for a long time before showing signs. The liver is practically the only dietary source that delivers copper in a relevant amount. Coenzyme Q10 is in every expensive longevity supplement you have ever seen advertised. It is sold as the secret to energy, cardiovascular health, and anti-aging. Beef liver is one of the richest dietary sources of CoQ10 in existence. This compound is directly involved in the production of ATP, the energy currency of your cells. The more efficient the production of ATP, the more energy you have, the better your cardiac performance, and the slower your cellular degeneration. CoQ10 is also a powerful mitochondrial antioxidant, protecting cells from the oxidative stress generated by the metabolism itself. You can buy the supplement for $150 a box, or you can eat liver. Before we continue, let's connect. Tell me in the comments, where are you watching this video from? Include your city and state. I want to know if the folks from your area already knew the power of beef liver, or if this information is reaching you firsthand right now. Beef liver delivers around 26 grams of protein per 100 grams, with a complete profile of essential amino acids. This means it contains tryptophan, lysine, leucine, methionine, and all the others your body cannot produce on its own. But there is something specific here that goes beyond the amount of protein. The liver is rich in glycine and proline, structural amino acids that are the foundation of endogenous collagen synthesis. It is not the collagen you drink in a powder. It is what your own body produces when it has the right raw materials. This directly impacts joints, skin, intestines, and connective tissue. Liver protein also has high utilization efficiency, which means the body wastes much less compared to other sources. Beef liver is one of the richest sources of natural folate in the diet, and this matters much more than it seems. Synthetic folic acid, present in supplements and fortified foods, needs to be converted by the body to be used. A genetic mutation called MTHFR, which affects between 40% and 60% of the population, severely reduces this conversion capacity. These people take folic acid, and it simply does not work as it should. The natural folate in beef liver does not go through this process. It is already in the active form, ready to be used. For pregnant women, for those with a history of cardiovascular problems, and especially for carriers of the MTHFR mutation, this difference can be clinically decisive. In the 1950s, researchers at the University of Buenos Aires conducted an experiment with 3 groups of rats subjected to intense physical stress. One group received a standard diet, another, cooked liver, the third, crude liver extract. The group that received the crude liver extract resisted the exertion for a significantly longer period, 3 to 4 times longer. The researchers concluded that there was a yet unidentified compound in the liver, which they called the anti-fatigue factor. Decades later, science has not yet completely isolated this factor. What we know is that the combination of nutrients present in the liver, CoQ10, B12, heme iron, copper, and carnitine, produces a synergistic effect on physical and mental endurance that no isolated supplement replicates. Elite athletes who have returned to consuming beef liver regularly report significant improvement in muscle recovery and endurance. Vitamin K2 is one of the most underrated nutrients in modern medicine. It does not clot blood. That is the function of K1. K2 has a completely different and critical function. It activates proteins that direct calcium to the bones and teeth and prevents calcium from depositing in arteries and soft tissues. A person can consume calcium and vitamin D in adequate amounts and still develop arterial calcification simply because there is a lack of K2 to orchestrate this calcium. Beef liver contains K2 in a bioavailable form. This vitamin is directly linked to cardiovascular health, bone density, and the prevention of calcifications. It is one of the most silent and powerful arguments in favor of regular liver consumption. Beef liver delivers selenium and zinc in concentrations that matter clinically. Zinc is essential for the maturation of T lymphocytes, the immune system cells that identify and eliminate invaders. Without enough zinc, the immune system is like a poorly trained army. It is present, but it does not work efficiently. Selenium, in turn, is the central mineral of glutathione peroxidase, the most powerful antioxidant enzyme produced by the body itself. This enzyme protects cells from oxidative damage, regulates the inflammatory response, and has a documented role in preventing accelerated cellular aging. The combination of zinc and selenium in a bioavailable form, delivered together with the entire complex of nutrients from the liver, creates an immune foundation that individual supplements can rarely sustain. Tell me down here, were you already consuming beef liver before this video? Or are you starting to consider it now? And if you live in a smaller town where this food is easy to find, comment as well, because many people don't know where to find it. L-carnitine is another compound you probably know in supplement form. It is the molecular transporter that takes fatty acids into the mitochondria to be oxidized for energy. Without enough carnitine, fat metabolism is compromised, even in people who exercise and eat well. Beef liver is one of the richest dietary sources of carnitine available. Furthermore, the liver contains the precursor amino acids, lysine, and methionine that the body uses to synthesize carnitine endogenously. This creates a two-way path. It delivers ready-made carnitine while providing the raw material for the body to produce more. The result is a more efficient energy metabolism with a direct impact on body composition and physical energy. Beef liver is not a trend. It is not a fad. It was the central food of the human diet for millennia in every culture and on every continent. It was only abandoned when the supplement industry grew and when the fear of saturated fat took over nutritional recommendations in the 1970s and 1980s. What you saw in this video are not baseless claims. They are documented biochemical mechanisms with specific functions in specific systems of the body. Each nutrient that the liver contains has an address in the body, and when they arrive together, in a bioavailable form, in a real food matrix, the effect is different from the sum of isolated parts in capsules. The question is not whether you should consume beef liver. The question is why you haven't started yet. You do not have to eat it every day if you do not want to, although daily consumption yields more consistent results. 2 to 3 times a week can change relevant health markers in a matter of weeks, and the cost is a fraction of what any equivalent supplementation protocol would cost. The poor man's pharmacy is not a folk expression. It is a precise biochemical description of a food that your body recognizes, absorbs, and utilizes with an efficiency that no industrialized product has managed to replicate to this day. If this video opened your mind to something, share it with someone you know who needs this information. That person who is always tired, experiencing hair loss, has low immunity, or spends money on supplements and does not see results. Send this video without saying a word. Let the content speak. And down here in the comments, answer me one thing. Which of these 12 reasons surprised you the most? Comment the number. I want to know what most impacted those watching this video from where you are. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now. Because what I brought today is only the beginning of a whole series on foods that folk medicine has known for centuries and that science is finally validating.